All right, I want to welcome you all to the Lifestyle Changers Financial Freedom presentation. For those of you who don't know who I am Angela Williams. I have a bachelor's degree in finance. I have a master's in both business administration and accounting. I spent about 13 years climbing the corporate ladder in the accounting field. In 2008, when the economy crashed, I got laid off. And after being unemployed for over 4 years, I had to be forced to create my own job. So I ended up opening my very first boutique called Glamour and Gifts. Next month will be 9 straight years of being an amazing business owner. And I've launched so many other ventures in the process. I was introduced to myEcon the very last week of October. I hit EVP Gold in 10 days, EVP Platinum in 6 months, Infinity in 8 months. I am debt free. I'm 100% unemployable. And I just want you to know that I am so passionate about getting into our community and teaching financial literacy. And we're looking for other educators to do the same. Why is financial literacy in high demand right now? 1 in 4 people say that money is their number one thought every single day. People are stressed out because of the lack of money. And then second, they're worried about their jobs, whether they're not making enough money on their job, if they're looking for a job, or they're afraid that they're going to lose their job. So because everyone is so stressed out about money, 63% of people lack both an emergency fund as well as their retirement. 35% of people can't pay, are living paycheck to paycheck because of their healthcare bills. 27% of people are bogged down due to credit card debt, and 19% of people can't pay their rent or make their mortgage payment right now. See, 50% of all Americans is one crisis away from being homeless. So if you were to lose your job tomorrow and you couldn't find another job a year from now or 2 years from now, how long before you can keep the roof over your head? See, when I got laid off in 2008, I consider myself being financially savvy. I had about $80,000 saved. But guess what? That $80,000 did not last me 4 years. So as a result, I ended up losing my home. So what I'm saying to you is that 80% of Americans, they don't have $1,000 saved in the bank right now. If some of you on this webinar don't have $600 in your savings account right now. Some of you don't have $200 in your savings account right now. And so I want to stress upon you the importance of building your emergency savings in case you lose your job, you lose a spouse, or you get sick and you can't work anymore. And this is really serious, you guys. Let's talk about the millennials. The millennials are the most highly educated generation in America. Yet 73% of them are employed in jobs that are unrelated to their major. Millennials have the lowest income than everybody, but guess what? They're burdened by financial problems as well. 64% of them is stressed out about their finances. 37% of them can't even focus on their job because their finances got them so stressed. 42% of millennials have a lot of student loan debt. 6 out of 10 of them owe over $35,000. 79% of them feel like because they're bogged down with student loan debt, that's why they can't make ends meet. 46% of millennials cannot pay their bills on time. 54% of college students are overdrawn in their bank accounts because their parents have not sat down and taught them about managing their money. So as you can see, we have a spending problem. And if your only source of income is from a job, you're losing. Because if all of your bills are being paid with one job, there's a problem because you don't own that job, you don't control that job, and you can lose that job at any time. 43% of Americans are financially illiterate. I want you to think about your 401k and your investment account. I want you to look at this chart. I want you to find your age. And I want you to ask yourself, are you on track? If you are 30 years old, you should have $64,000 saved. If you are 40 years old, you should have $162,000 saved. If you are 45, you should have $231,000. 50 years old, you should be at $319,000. And if you are 65 years old, you should have $750,000 saved right now. But here's the reality. 9 out of 10 people who turn the age of 65 are either dead or dead broke. And only 1% is living the life that they imagine. So here's the reality. The average Social Security check is about $1,300 a month. So if you can't live off of $1,300 a month now, how are you going to be able to live off of it when you turn 65? Especially if you're still renting. You don't even, you don't have a house, or you have a house, but you haven't paid your house off. If you think about it, your rent and your utilities eat up that $1,300 real fast. So then what are you going to do? If you do not have a retirement that is secure, you're going to find yourself needing the government or needing your children to take care of you. So if you looked at this chart and you found your age and you realize that you are not on track, this is your wake-up call. It is time for you to do something different, because what you've been doing is just not working. And if you're working 40 hours a week for the next 40 years, and for African Americans, by the time they turn 65, they got about $50,000 in their 401k. You are behind. Because again, if you're still paying rent and your expenses is about $2,000 a month, and you only got $50,000 saved, within 2 years, by the time you turn 67, you're going to be broke. So this is your time to really sit down and have a serious conversation about your money and about your finances, and just admit, hey, I need help. Because what we're going to do is we're going to tell you why you are behind. Number one, inflation. Inflation is what we call the silent killer, because what happens is the cost of everything that you buy, all your products and services, your mortgage is pretty stable, but unless you're in an adjustable, your rent is going up. The cost of food is going up. The cost of clothing is going up. Everything is going up, but yet your income is staying the same. So you just find yourself continuing to live paycheck to paycheck. A third of your income is being taken away right off the top to taxes. So if you work a 9-to-5 job, you're taxed at the highest tax rate in America, from 28 to 33%. Wait a minute, let me mute out some backgrounds. All right. If you are somebody like myself, you have joined myEcon, you are considered self-employed with a 1099, well, we get a tax cut of 18 to 23%. And of course, if you are an investor in real estate or the stock market, you are actually taxed at the lowest tax rate of 15%. Now, another third of your income is being taken away because you owe everybody. You got to pay your rent and your mortgage. You got to pay your car note. You got to pay your student loans. And because all of those bills were calculated based on your gross income, but you got to pay it with your net income, you find yourself using credit cards to float you. And that's why you continue to struggle. And that's the bondage right there. Debt is bondage. Until you are debt free, you are not free. Now let's talk about big business. The rest of your income is being pulled right out the door, because every day, if you turn on the TV and you look at the commercials, there's some type of holiday that they're promoting to you. We just finished 4th of July. We're in August. You know, I had to go and buy my son clothes for back to school. Next is going to be Halloween. Then there's Thanksgiving. Then there's Christmas. And then it starts all over again with New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Father's Day. It's always somebody's birthday. Somebody is always getting married. Somebody is always having a baby or a reveal party. There's always a reason for you to be spending more of your money. So what's happening is you have one paycheck, and your paycheck is responsible for 5, 6, 7, 10 different things. And that is why you're struggling. But we have a solution for you. myEcon is a 12-year-old debt-free financial literacy education company. We are based out of Atlanta, Georgia. There are 67,000 distributors worldwide. And the strategies that myEcon teaches us has allowed us as distributors, not the company, but as distributors, to cash flow over $450 million. So what myEcon is going to give you is a business in a box. You're going to have access to high-end demand products and services that people use on a daily basis. But what separates myEcon from any other opportunity in America is that we also teach you personal finance. Because it's one thing for you to make money, but it's another thing to be able to keep your money and to learn how to grow and multiply your money. So what you're going to learn from myEcon is a huge list of wealth strategies, but I'm only going to talk about the top 5. The first thing that we're going to do is we need to get your financial house in order. So we're going to teach you how to increase your cash flow. We're also going to teach you how to eliminate your debt the fastest. We're going to teach you how to build your emergency fund. and we're going to teach you how to fund your retirement, and we're also going to teach you how to increase your credit score. So when you join myEcon, you're going to get a financial curriculum. So we're going to raise your financial IQ. We're going to teach you the tax laws straight from the IRS publications. We're going to teach you how to file and complete your own 1040 tax filings. We're going to teach you the power of attaching a Schedule C to your income. We're going to show you how to correct your tax withholding, how to minimize your taxes, how to generate business income, how to eliminate your debt, and how to create passive income. So the first thing that I want to talk about is how you can increase your cash flow in the next 10 days. And we're going to use a resource that is called your W-4. Now, most of you, if you're working a job, you filled out that W-4 when you started your job. And what the W-4 does is it tells you how much allowances you want withheld from your paycheck for your tax liability. But here's the reality. Most Americans are getting a refund. And do you know what that means? A refund is coming from your wallet. See, what you have to understand is that you're obligated to file taxes, but you're not obligated to owe taxes, you guys. So anytime you're getting a refund, that means that you overpaid. So at the bottom, there's a 1040, and I want you to go to line 75, and it says, this is the amount that you overpaid. See, we want you to pay your taxes, but we don't want you to pay a dime more than what you actually owe. So 80% of Americans have their W-4 filled out incorrectly. So the average refund check is about $2,100. But here's what we want you to understand. The IRS is telling you that basically if you are overpaying because you wanted to create some type of forced savings method. But Uncle Sam doesn't pay interest on your refund. And what the IRS wants you to do is they encourage you to put the money into your savings account or use that money to pay off debt as a better option than overpaying on your taxes. So what we're going to do is the first strategy we're going to teach you is how to correct your tax withholding. You know, the IRS says that you should adjust your W-4 anytime your personal or financial situation changes. So if you have a child or you start your home-based business, you should be adjusting your W-4. But how many of you have been working your job for the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years and have never adjusted your W-4 since the very first time you started your job? So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to reduce the amount of federal taxes that come out your paycheck by 50%. So we're going to teach you how to legally correct your W-4. You heard me say correct your W-4, not manipulate your W-4, but correct your W-4. So what we're going to teach you is that just by having a home-based business, certain expenses that you spend on your lifestyle every single month is going to allow you to claim additional allowances on your W-4. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to increase your net take-home pay an extra $100 to $1,200 a month. Now, here's what's amazing. I want you to look at this pay stub right here. This is a nurse, and this is a nurse who's making about, she's making what, a little over $8 an hour. She's working over 60 hours a week. She's paid every week. Well, they were taking about $322 in federal taxes out of her paycheck. After we showed her how to legally correct her W-4, her federal taxes that were coming out of her paycheck is now down to $92. So that means that she's saving $230 a week in tax withholdings, and that's an extra $920 a month. Now you tell me, what could you do with an extra $920 a month? So we're going to show you how to adjust that W-4 correctly. So you're not going to be one of those people who you really only are allowed to claim 2 to 3 allowances, but you're claiming 10 for 6 months, and then you adjust it back to 2 or 3 6 months later, or you're writing exempt for 6 months, and then you go back and remove the exempt 6 months later. Here's the reality. If you are ever audited by the IRS and you cannot justify those additional allowances, if you cannot justify why you can claim exempt, because guess what? If you make over $14,000 a year, you cannot claim an exempt. If you're a nonprofit organization, you cannot claim exempt. All right. So if they ask you to justify that and you cannot, you are going to have to pay those taxes back. And I'm telling you, they're going to keep your federal refund check and they're going to garnish your paycheck. So why do something unethical and illegal when we're showing you how you can do it the correct way? Here's some examples of our business partners who applied the first strategies to their life by correcting their withholding. Hector and Kimberly has been able to cash flow over $573 a month. We have Melinda Tyson out of Ohio that has been able to cash flow over $764 a month. What could you do with an extra $200, $300, $700 coming into your household every single month? See, when you join myEcon and you join my team, I am going to provide you with my money management workshop. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about eliminating your debt the fastest. So what I'm going to require of you is to list all your debts out. And then we're going to take that extra income that you're getting in your paycheck and we're going to pay your bills off. So let's look at this individual. This is a business partner who's getting the extra $600 a month. His car note, he owes $17,000. His car note payment is $545. Well, we're going to put that $600 on top of that $545 car note. So his new car note payment is going to be $1,145. So he's going to be able to pay his car off in 15 months instead of 32 months. Well, now that his car is paid off, we're going to go to the second debt. He owed Visa over $8,000. So we're going to take that $545 that he was paying in the car note because the car is paid off, plus the $200 that he's been paying Visa, and the $600 he's getting in his paycheck. And guess what? He's paid off $8,000 in credit card debt in 6 months instead of 6 years. And then we're going to attack the elephant in the room. He has a $200,000 mortgage. He's paying $1,200 a month. But guess what? We're going to take that paid off car payment. We're going to take that paid off Visa payment. We're going to take that extra income from his paycheck, and we're going to roll it on top of that mortgage payment. So guess what? He's going to pay off a $200,000 mortgage in 6 years instead of 30. So there is no reason for anyone who is watching this webinar who is paying for a mortgage and you got a 30-year mortgage. Ain't no reason for that, because you should be able to pay that mortgage off in 15, 10 years, 8 years, just by following our simple strategy. So he was able to pay off $225,000 worth of debt in 8 years and 4 months. And guess what? He saved over $332,000 in interest payments. Now, see, this is what the banks want you to do. They want you to pay your mortgage for 30 years. They want you to pay your car note. If you got a 5-year car note, they want you to take 5 months to pay it, because guess what? They get to get all that extra interest payments off of you. But guess what? We making the banks real mad because we paying off that debt the fastest. So guess what? Now he got $2,545 to play with every month. So guess what he's going to do? He's going to secure his retirement. So he's going to take that $2,500 and he's going to invest it, whether he's investing it in a Roth IRA or he's investing it into the stock market. That's $2,500 a month. That's $33,000 a year in freed up cash. Well, when he put that in the stock market, in 10 years, he'll have over $500,000. In 15 years, he'll have over $1 million. Now, if you are a millennial, retirement may not be your number one goal, but here's the reality. 65 is not your retirement. That doesn't have to be your retirement date. You can retire when you have enough money to sustain your lifestyle. So if you were to just focus on saving a little bit of your income, you can very well, instead of retiring at the age of 65, you can retire at 30, 35, 40, 45. You just have to have a plan. Now, the second strategy that I want to talk about is how you can minimize your taxes. See, what you have to understand is that there are 2 tax codes in America. There's a tax code for people who work a job, and there's a tax code for people who have businesses. So what I've done is I'm listing 27 companies that make billions of dollars, but because they are a business and they can write off business deductions, they did not have to pay any taxes. So look at American Airlines. They made $4.6 billion, but guess what? They ain't pay no taxes. GM, $7.7 billion, paid no taxes. E-Trade, 91, never paid any taxes. Look at GE, $108 billion, didn't pay any taxes. Apple is one of the cash richest corporations in America, made over $102 billion. But guess what? Apple didn't pay any taxes. Microsoft, $61 billion, no taxes. Google, $33 billion, no taxes. Walmart, you all are shopping at Walmart every week. They made over $20 billion, and guess what? They did not pay taxes. So what we want to do is we want you to tie a home-based business to your income so you get the same tax advantages as people who are in big corporations. So when you have a home-based business, you get to have what we call Schedule C deductions. So you get to write off 100% of the cost of joining myEcon. You also get to write off a percent of your rent. Now, if you have a mortgage, you already can write off your interest and your real estate taxes. But if you're renting an apartment, you've never been able to write off your rent at the end of the year. But if you have a home-based business, you can. You also get to write off a percentage of your utility bills, a percentage of your cell phone bill. You also get to write off a percentage of your car note, or if you're leasing a vehicle, you can write off the interest from that lease payment. You also can write off a percentage of the gas that you put in your car. Did you know that you are reimbursed 53.5 cents for every mile that you drive? You also get to write off a percentage of your travel. So if you're going to a wedding, you and your significant other is going on a cruise, guess what? If you just share this opportunity with other people while you are out and about, you get to write off that hotel, that air, that car note, that cruise. You also get to write off a percentage of your meals, your drinks, and your entertainment. So when I go to Red Lobster, when the waiter comes to the table, I am going to give him my business card, and that is going to allow me to take a picture of my receipt and claim it as a business deduction. You go to Starbucks and you get coffee every morning before you go to work. Guess what? That's a business deduction, and the miles that you drive to your job will be tax deductible. If you decide that you want to go to a Bulls game, you guys, there's people all in the stands. Give a business card to those people, and guess what? That Bulls game is written off. If you like to golf, you like to fish, you like to go to yacht parties, any things that you like to do, you're going to be able to write it off. You're also going to be able to employ your children in your home-based business, and you're going to be able to pay them up to $6,300. And you do not, I'm trying to figure out, do not write on my screen right now. I'll answer your questions when I get done with the presentation. Okay, so again, as an employee, you get to write off $6,300 in deductions. So that means that you can pay your child. So if you are spending money buying your kids back to school clothes, your kids play football or basketball, well, guess what? You are going to be able to pay those expenses from paying him. So that means that you're going to be able to write off $6,300 in deductions per child, and your child does not have to claim that income. So at the end of the year, you're going to be able to fill out a Schedule C, and that Schedule C is going to be attached to your to your 1040. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is I really want to drive home why you want to have a home-based business tied to your income. Here's an example of a single mom with 2 kids. She's not in myEcon. She is in corporate America. She's making a great income. She's making $50,000 a year. Now, when she filed her taxes at the end of the year, she get the head of household deduction. So we're going to take $10,000 off. Then she has 2 kids. So she's going to get the $4,000 deduction for having 2 children each, as well as to be able to deduct herself. So that's $12,000. So that's going to make her taxable income $28,000. But let me show you what happens on your tax return when you have a home-based business. See, let's take that. Let's go to the right-hand side. Look at that taxable income of $28,000. See, now you get to write off your lifestyle expenses. So you're getting reimbursed on your car mileage. So you're going to subtract $8,000 from the $28,000. You get to write off your car insurance. So we're going to subtract another $1,000. You're going to be able to write off your cell phone bill. So you get to subtract another $1,000. You get to write off your travel. So you can go ahead and deduct $3,000 on your federal return. You get to write off your meals and entertainment. So we're going to subtract another $3,000. So now your net income is $12,000. But guess what? You employed your kids in your business, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you a $12,000 write-off, because you get to write off $6,300 per child. She got 2 kids. So we just made it $12,000 to make it simple. What is her taxable income now? $0. Again, you are obligated to file taxes. You are not obligated to pay taxes. But guess what? These are just a small amount of home-based business deductions that you're going to be able to write off at the end of the year to offset your tax liability. But there's over 400 different deductions that you'll be able to write off. So even though your taxable income is zero, your federal refund check is going to increase. 95% of the people who are in my organization, they were able to keep 95% of their net take-home pay, and they still got $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 federal refund checks. Now, how is this possible? How can you write your whole lifestyle off? See, when you join myEcon, you are going to have the marketing director title. So what that means is that we want you to advertise and promote myEcon while you're out and about living your life. So all you have to do is keep business cards or brochures or flyers in your purse or on your person, and you're going to just hand them out to people that you meet when you're out and about. You're going to promote different things about myEcon, and we're going to give you different ads that you can post on your Facebook, on your Instagram, or on Pinterest. And we're also going to give you advanced training on how to market your business. Here's what's going to happen next. You are going to need to automate your life. So what we want you to do is we want you to be able to track all your income and all your expenses. So we're going to give you a software, and it's called the Cash Flow Manager. What the Cash Flow Manager is a software that you can access from your computer, or you can download the app to your phone. There's also a GPS tracking system, so that when you press the button, it is going to track every mile that you drive in your car, so that at the end of the year, you get to write your miles off. Every time you spend money, whether you pay your rent, you pay your car note, if you go out to eat, you are going to register those expenses in your Cash Flow Manager, okay? So it's going to ask you for the date. It's going to ask you for the amount, where you went. It's always business. Then you're going to take a picture of your receipt, and that receipt is going to be stored in a cloud. So you don't have to hold on to your receipts, okay? At the end of the year, you're going to be able to press a button, and it's going to generate a report of all the income that you've earned, all the expenses that you have acquired. You're going to give this report to your tax preparer so that they can fill out your Schedule C and attach it to your 1040, so that all of your business deductions is going to offset your tax liability, so that you don't owe any taxes at the end of the year, but get a federal refund. In this software, you're also going to get a retirement planner. So one thing that I know is that you can't say that you want to retire early, or say that you want to fire your boss if you don't have a plan in place. So we're going to ask you all type of questions about the income you have coming in, how much money you want to have coming in, when you want to retire, whenever that date is. And we're going to take you step by step and give you a blueprint of how to reach your goals. The third strategy that I want to talk about is the cost of having bad credit. Here's an example of two people who went out and got a $20,000 loan. They got a 5-year car note payment schedule. The person with good credit is paying $387 a month. The person with bad credit is paying $599 a month. But what I want you to pay attention to is the amount of interest that was paid. The person with bad credit paid over $12,000 more in interest than the person with good credit. See, this right here is the stronghold, because the person with bad credit, they actually bought their car twice. They bought their car twice just because they had bad credit. So it is important that you fix your credit, so that, number one, you can get a home and you can stop renting. And now employers, to verify whether or not you are trustworthy or not, they're running your credit report. So having bad credit could be the difference between getting a job or not being able to get a job. So what myEcon is going to give you is a step-by-step credit repair education system. So we're going to show you how to request your free credit reports. We're going to give you a worksheet so that you can list the credit that you want to dispute. We're going to give you the dispute letters to send out and when to send them out. We're going to teach you how to remove tax liens and medical collections. We're going to teach you how to increase your credit score with business trade lines, or we can also show you how to get your rent payment history reported on your credit report to boost your credit score. So this is an amazing system. It's a video tutorial, and it takes you step by step. Because here's the reality: if you take this and apply it to your life, I'm here to tell you that credit is more important than money, because as long as you got credit, you can always use other people's money. So when I first started the credit education, my credit score was about a 736. After applying the strategies in 7 days, my credit score went up 19 points to a 755. Here's another example of someone who had a credit score of 733 and is now have a credit score of 750. Here's another example of a business partner who actually income shifted her paycheck, paid all her bills off, and then her credit score shot up to a 728. Here's another example of a business partner whose credit score was a 530. They started fixing their credit through our educational system, and their credit score increased to a 705. Now let's talk about some of the other perks that are available to you. When you join myEcon, you're going to have access to your own attorney. So if for any reason you have any issues where you need an attorney to represent you in court, if you want to do a will or you want to do some type of trust, maybe you are going to incorporate because you have another business idea, you want to get a patent or something like that, you do have your own attorney. You also going to have access to your own certified public accountant. So you don't have to take my word for it. If you have any tax questions, you can ask a CPA. You're also going to get identity theft protection backed by $1 million policy, just in case somebody steals your identity, steal your credit card because you're shopping online. You're going to be reimbursed for any money that you lost from your policy. We also are going to offer you discount shopping. We have one of the world's largest cashback malls. So if you shop at Walmart, Avenue, Foot Locker, Old Navy, GameStop, guess what? Every time you shop at those stores through your back office, you're going to get paid cash back. So that means that every time you spend money, you're going to be making money. You're also going to have access to 4 discounted travel portals. So if you want to go on vacation, book your vacation from your back office so that you can save money. Also, we have discount eating. So you're going to be able to put in your zip code, and it's going to list all the restaurants that are going to allow you to eat at a 40, 50, 60% discount. Now, I just showed you how you can get out of debt. I just showed you how you can build and secure your retirement with your own money. The next thing that I want to talk about, and we're going to be wrapping up really soon, is 2 additional streams of income that is available to you from myEcon. Number 1 is you can generate website revenue. So myEcon is going to give you a website, and like I told you, that website is full of products and services that people use every day. You have to understand that e-commerce is the new way of making money in America right now. 224 million people shop online. You do not have to carry inventory, and we're going to show you how to advertise on social media and the internet to drive traffic to your website so you can get paid every time people shop. So guess what? The same cashback mall that you have access to, guess what? Your family and friends, they can go to your cashback mall and they can shop as well. And every time they buy something, you're going to earn a percentage as well. Okay? And here's what's great. You can go to Walmart online. You could do all your shopping. You could pay for it. And then you can go right to Walmart if you want to and pick it up. You ain't got to wait in no lines or nothing. We're also affiliates of Priceline. So if your family and friends is using Priceline to book their travel, guess what? They can go through you, they can support your business, and you can get paid every time they book a hotel, a flight, or rent a car. The same cash flow manager software that you're going to have access to, you can sell it to other people who are maybe contractors. Maybe there are hairstylists, there are barbers. If you know people who are in Mary Kay or Avon or Herbalife, guess what? I guarantee you they're not getting all of the tax deductions that they qualify for because they do not have a tracking system. So they can purchase the cash flow manager software from you. We also have roadside assistance that you can sell to people who constantly lock their keys in their car, get flat tires, you know, your battery dies. You can offer that service to them. The same lawyers that you have access to, guess what? People can purchase attorney services from you. You can also sell your identity theft protection as well. The smart money credit repair education that you have access to, guess what? Other people can purchase it for themselves. They can learn how to fix their credit for a one-time fee of $99. There are people who paying $500 to get their credit repaired. There are people who paying $87 a month, $99 a month to have somebody else, some third party, fix their credit. I'm telling you, Education is what is going to separate you from anybody else. You should learn how to fix your credit on your own. We also offer credit monitoring services. People are paying Experian $9.99 a month, $19.95 a month. We have that same credit monitoring service for only $34.95 a year. We're also in the $3.7 trillion health and wellness industry. So we have liquid nutritional supplements. We have our Daily Ultimate. It features acai berry, goji berry, mangosteen, noni, pomegranate, vitamins from A to Z, all in one bottle. If you was to buy each one of those super fruits by themselves, you will spend well over $300, but you can get it in one bottle, and it is the bodyguard for your body for just $34.95 a month. We also have coffees and teas that are infused with aloe vera for your digestive system and Ganoderma to boost your immune system. We have a weight loss coffee that is going to increase your energy, it's going to burn stored fat, and it's going to curb your appetite. We also have a health and wellness product called Sprayology. And the reason why I call it a game changer is because they've taken every over-the-counter drug and they have created 100% all natural homeopathic medicine. So if you suffer from allergies and sinus problems, you know, instead of buying Claritin or Zentex or something like that, we have a spray. You spray it right under your tongue. It hits your bloodstream the fastest to give you relief. Whether you suffer from migraines, if you have joint pain, back pain, ankle pain, knee pain, we have an all-natural Anaka spray that you can spray right where you hurt and it will relieve the pain. So we have over 26 different sprays that you can choose from. The second stream of income is for those people who want to build a leverage income just like the CEO at your job. See, at your job, your boss is making money off of your efforts. Every time you show up to work, your boss is getting paid off of you. Your boss is paying you for your time. He's paying you for your experience and your knowledge. But what your boss is not doing is he's not paying you enough. He's not paying you basically what you're worth, but he is paying you enough to come back to work tomorrow. So what you got to understand is whenever you work in a job, you are in a pyramid structure, and that's just a leverage structure. It's an organizational structure. But the problem with your job is you have limited income. You can't get a raise. You can't get a promotion unless somebody else feel like you deserve it. You're never going to make as much money as your boss. You're never going to be able to replace your boss. But what I love about myEcon is that you can learn how to get paid from other people's efforts just like your boss. See, in myEcon, we don't have no glass ceiling. You can climb up the career path at the pace of your choice. We can enjoy unlimited income. So we're going to show you how you can build a leverage asset that pays you. I want to share with you my system. And I have a simple system that is duplicatable. Anybody can do it. Selling is not required. And the best part is it doesn't take a lot of your time. So here's what I want you to understand. If you can share this opportunity with 2 people, help 2 people start their own myEcon business, and then go out and help 5 more people do the same, you're going to be able to build you a leverage system that is going to pay you. So my question to you is, do you know 7 people with a job? So let me quickly break down the compensation plan. Let's talk about my system. Sponsor 2, then sponsor 5 more. So step 1 is for you to sponsor 2 people. When you sponsor your first 2 people, you're going to earn $10 commissions from each person. That doesn't seem like a lot, but let me tell you what a gold mine is. When you sponsor your first 2 people, you're going to earn a 50% check match on whatever they earn for the life they're in myEcon. So if one of your business partners earn a $5,000 check, you're going to earn $2,500. If your second business partner earn $10,000, you're going to make $5,000 check. So step 1 is to sponsor 2 people. That's going to give you a rank advancement of EVP, and it's also going to give you a raise. Instead of making $10 when you share this opportunity with somebody else, you're going to make $35. So when you go and sponsor 5 more people, you're going to make $35, $35, $35, $35, $35. And then what you're going to do with your 5 business partners, you're going to teach them to duplicate the system. So they're going to fall down in the left-hand side of the bottom into your base shop. And what are you going to tell your 5 people to do? Go out and sponsor 2, because we're duplicating the system. So what happens is when your 5 business partners go out and sponsor their 2, they're going to get $10 and $10 just like you did. But because you are an EVP, you're going to get $25, $25 for their first 2 people. Now, Once your 5 business partners sponsor their 2 people, they're going to move over to the right-hand side and they're going to enter your generation. They're EVPs just like your EVPs. So they're going to get a raise. Every time they share this opportunity with a new person, they're going to earn $35 off of each one of their business partners. But what are you going to get? Well, anytime they sponsor anyone in their organization or anybody within their organization sponsor anyone, you're going to make $3 to $15 off each person, depending on your rank in the company. myEcon also has built-in residuals, and residuals is money that you make month after month, year after year, even when you don't get out of bed. So guess what? Depending on your rank, you can make an extra $100 to $800 a month off of every membership of every distributor that is in your organization. So let me show you what happens when you build it big. Okay, again, sponsor 2, give 5 more. So let me show you what a leverage asset looks like. I want you to think, what if you were the general manager of the Chicago Bulls? Okay, you're responsible for packing out that stadium. Make sure that those fans are lined up in them stadiums. Well, guess what? You're gonna put your best person, your hungry people, your best business builders. You're gonna give them the front row courtside seats. So you're gonna put your best 5 right there into the business. So guess what? You make $175 up front. You're making $5 a month residuals. That ain't nothing, but let's keep going. Guess what? Your 5 new business builders, they're responsible for filling the second row of the stadium. So when those 5 duplicate the system and they go get their 5, there's 25 new people in the stadium. So that's $625 up front bonuses that you've earned, and now you're making $80 a month. That's not a lot, but that'll pay a cell phone bill. Now the 25 is responsible for filling up the third row of the stadium. So that's 125 new people coming in. You just made an extra $3,000. Now you're making $455 a month. That's not a lot, but guess what? That'll pay a car note. Now the people in the 3rd row responsible for populating the 4th row. So when the 125 go get their 5, now that's 625 new people coming into your organization. You're making $15,000 up front. You're making $3,000 to $4,000 a month residually. If you were making $3,000 to $4,000 a month from the comfort of your home, isn't it safe to say that at that point you're going to be able to fire your boss? Now let's see what happens when you continue to build it big. When the 625 duplicate the system and they go get 5, guess what? Now you got over 3,000 people in your organization. You're making $28,000 a month. Now you're a 6-figure income earner. It'll put you around the $300,000 range. So you're making doctor lawyer money. Now let's say the 3,000 duplicate the system, they get 5. Now that's over 15,000 people in your organization. You've made over $390,000 in bonuses, and you're making $153,000 a month. That's $1.8 million. You are a millionaire working from the comfort of your home. And here's the reality. If you honestly don't believe that you can make $5,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month, it is because your circle is not progressive enough. You have not surrounded yourself by people who have more than you do. And until you see that type of lifestyle, sometimes you can't wrap your head around it. But the beauty of joining myEcon is you're going to be surrounded by millionaires who are making money. So it might take you 2 to 5 years to build a huge organization, but that's okay, because you're building a level of income that never stops. You constantly are getting paid in your sleep. Now here's an example of what happens when you have an asset that is paying you. You see at the top, I got paid $25. That's someone that I brought into the business who sponsored their first person. Now you see all those other 1250s, okay? 1250s, all those people, these are my people's people who came into the business. I don't know half of the people that is in my organization, but I am forever grateful for them. But guess what? Those people are in this business because somebody else is building their own asset to pay themselves, just like I am. See, in myEcon, we get paid every Friday. So can you imagine getting a paycheck in between your paycheck? So here's a check of making $762 in a month. Our upline, Cedric Williams, had a check of over $4,000 a week. We have other business partners who are getting paid every single week, even when they don't get out of bed. Another check for $1,000. We have Mashawn and Eugene Mayfield. Let me tell you about their check. They actually had a home party. They invited maybe about 15, 16 people. I went over to the house and I gave the same presentation that you're looking at right now. And guess what? Everybody signed up. So they were able to create that $600 check in one night. And you can do it too. We have real people that's showing real results. $53,000, $8,000, $2,000, $7,000 checks. We are cash flowing, and cash flow means you starting to get out of debt. And when you start getting out of debt, you have more money so that you can do some heavy investing. So you see me holding a $10,000 cash flow club, 25,000, 50,000, $250,000, $1 million. Well, let me show you what happens when you actually pay off all your debt, and now you have money to invest. You're going to be able to get some advanced training from us. So what we want to do is, if you have a dream or a passion of starting your own business, we're going to give you a step-by-step blueprint of taking your business from a dream to a reality. We're also going to show you how to become a franchise owner if that's something that you want to do. We're also going to show you how to start investing in real estate. If you're renting an apartment, it is important that you become a homeowner. Maybe you're interested in flipping houses, or you want rental property. We're going to have professionals that are going to teach you that. Okay, we're also going to have professionals that is going to teach you to make sure that you have proper life insurance. So we have a number of business partners on the Lifestyle Changers team who sell life insurance. So they're going to be able to tell you how to protect yourself. We also want to make sure that you participate in capitalism. Okay, because if you're in debt, all you're doing is supporting capitalism because you're buying things, you're a consumer. But when you participate in capitalism, you participate by being able to start businesses. You participate by being able to invest in real estate. You participate by being able to purchase other companies' stocks and bonds and own and become a shareholder. So think about Walmart. You go to Walmart every single week. Walmart stock is $79. Do you own some? You go and you spend $200 on Jordans. Guess what? Nike is $54 a share. Do you own it? You walk around with $300 Michael Kors purses, but Michael Kors stock is $41. We're paying $100 a month in cell phone bills. Sprint is $8. T-Mobile is $63. We all believe that putting our money in the bank is safe. But do you own a piece of the bank so that you're making money off of other people's deposits? Bank of America stock is $23. Wells Fargo is $51. Chase is $90. We're walking around with Apple phones. We spending $500, $700 on Apple phones. Guess what? Apple stock is $157. How many of you have credit cards in your purse or your wallet right now with the Visa logo on it? So you using Visa to float your lifestyle, get more in debt, but do you own a piece of the debt in America through Visa? Visa is $102. What we want you to do is to start investing where you spend your money. And those are some things that you're going to learn. You're going to learn the language of investing. So what's in it for you? When you partner with myEcon, you're going to get the business and finance education. You're going to get the wealth building strategies. You're going to get to be able to income shift your W-4 so that you can get more money in your paycheck. You're going to be able to write off small and home-based business tax deductions so that you offset your tax liability at the end of the year so you don't owe taxes, and it's going to increase your federal refund check. You're going to get the cash flow management software so that you can track your life and be IRS compliant. You're going to get credit repair education to increase your credit score. You're going to get an e-commerce website so that you can build business income. You're going to get identity theft protection, unlimited tax advice. You're going to get free and discounted legal services, discount travel, discount shopping, discount eating. And if you want to, and you decide that you want to build a team, you can earn additional residuals, commissions, and bonuses. All of that for $34.95 a month. That's $1.16 a day to have an e-commerce website so you can generate income, have a tax shelter, a business attached to your name for those tax benefits, and the opportunity to generate business income, all for $34.95. I can't think of another business opportunity in America that's going to give you all that, as well as take you by the hand and teach you how to launch a business for $34.95. And if you get started tonight, you're going to be able to adjust your W-4 tomorrow and get an extra $500 to $600 in your next check in the next 10 to 14 days. How cool is that? So what I want you to do is I want you to get back to the person who invited you to this webinar, and I want you to text them and tell them that you are in. When you join myEcon, you are joining the Lifestyle Changers family. We are going to support you. We're going to celebrate you. We're going to motivate you. This is an example of, we went to our convention this year. 6 of my team members were able to get rank advancements. They earned they trophies. I got the Infinity trophy as well. The company gave away $20,000 in free cash. My team took home $6,000 out of the $20,000. When you join myEcon, you're going to be able to manage your business from your phone. So we got a myEcon app. We got the Cash Flow Manager app that you download to your phone. We also have the Lifestyle Changers webinar, automated webinar system. So you don't have to know how to explain this business to other people. You're just going to point them to the site, let them listen to the webinar, and let me help you build your team. So you're going to get different trainings, different supports. We have this webinar every Sunday. We're going to be launching our Lunch and Learn webinars next week. We also have our money management workshop, and there is corporate training. So our mission is to get into every household, get into every high school campus, every college campus, and every church, teaching the power of financial literacy. So what I am going to do is I am going to end the presentation, and I am going to open it up. So if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. So you can unmute yourself and ask a question. Ooh, you guys, I am under this light. This light is so hot. I had someone here who was asking a question. Let me see. Okay. If you have a question, you can unmute your background and ask a question now. You probably have to click your screen so that you can unmute. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
What's your question?
What if you're on Social Security? What kind of income can you benefit from joining myEcon with that?
You said
you only got a once a month income.
Okay, and this is your retirement. All you getting is Social Security?
Yes.
Okay. Do you file your taxes at the end of the year?
No, I don't have to.
You don't have to? Well, guess what? Now you can file taxes at the end of the year. You're not taxed on that income, but whatever bills that you are paying throughout the year, you're going to be able to write that off at the end of the year and get a refund check.
Oh, okay, because I pay rent and everything.
Absolutely.
That'd be cool.
And now that you have a home-based business, you're going to be able to deduct those rent payments.
Oh, okay. I was wondering how would I be able to do that?
Yes. And if a person is not on Social Security, but maybe they're getting a pension, even that, if you have a pension, I know they're taking taxes out of your pension. So there is a form that's almost like the W-4 form, but it's a form just for pensions. You can income shift your pension check as well.
Oh, okay. I just get the Social Security.
Yeah. So all you got to do is you're just going to be writing out your expenses for the year, and you're going to be able to file and get a federal refund check.
Oh, okay.
All right. Is there any other questions? Are there any other questions? Oh, the screen is slow because we got one of the packed up houses. Okay, if we don't have any more questions, then I am going to end this call. Yeah, so I want to thank you all for being on the call tonight. For some reason, the system is going really, really slow, but if you have any questions later, get back to the person who invited you to this webinar, and they'll be able to get your questions answered. And if you're interested in partnering with us, go ahead and get in so we can put you in the right way of money. Okay? Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much.
All right. Good night.
Good night.